Hi guys, what's up? It's Joel Pitt here, back with another video, and in this video it'll be for Love Island All Stars 2026 Unseen Bits Series 3 Episode 17. This is the second Unseen Bits of this series. I'll leave a link down below to episode 16. Of course, it's going to be spoilers. So without further ado, let's get on with it. So Millie and Shaq were doing some dancing, and then we had Whitney was like bent over and Jess was like smacking her. Kieran and Whitney waltz. We had Jess and Curtis dancing. Belle asked if Sean is a good dancer. He was like no. They showed like a photo of Curtis and Lucinda when they first went into the villa in their like first series that they went in. Curtis and Millie were talking about, you know, well, he said like, what's your ideal date? It's like order a curry, watch a horror movie as well. It was like, well, curry we can work on, yes. Horror movies is like, you know, sometimes he watches them on their own, but Millie does. Scott was trying to open a bottle of Prosecco or champagne and was like failing. Then when Scott came in, they decided to Eggy Boff him. So if you don't know what Eggy Boff is, so on Kieran's series, they would basically just ignore him. They wouldn't say anything to him, or they'd have a conversation. They'd know he's there, but they'd just completely ignore him. And it got to a point where, like, Nicole, they did it to Nicole. She got a bit annoyed, and then he just said, it's a game, and yeah. And then Sammy, Helena, and Belle were talking about, you know, if you could be any animal in the world, what would you be? And then Connor, Sean, and Jack were asking, like, what utensil you would be and why. Curtis was teaching some dancing. Whitney and Connor, like, they did this handshake. Helena fell off the bed when talking to Shaq. Connor was like he was showing, you know, the swerve kiss. Like, he was talking about the kiss, well, that he got swerved on with Whitney. You know, I don't know if he didn't know about it or something. I can't remember what happened. But yeah, girls like put sweet chili in Shaq's like water bottle. Scott and Jess were trying some of the girls' clothes on, or some of the guys' clothes on, sorry. Tommy, Jack, and Curtis were having a swimming race. Belle fell over on the couch. Then Curtis and Kieran were doing Villa Oaks. So basically, Curtis was in Hollyoaks, and then it went online that he was like, there was a certain scene in the park or something, and it was just like really bad acting, they said. Then some of the people like Jess, Helena, Jack, Connor were doing like countries beginning with certain letters. So with A. Now, Helena, you think would be good at this. She's a flight attendant. She knows a lot of places. But no, like, she was naming like states. So like she said Arizona. Then Connor said like Alaska. Then she was saying Amsterdam, which is the city. Then she said Africa, like, which is a continent. I mean, Jack, like, spot on, you know, he's good. And then I think Sean was good as well. And then Jess, you know, she knew quite a bit. So, no, you know, she was pretty good. Whitney was, like, putting some freckles on Connor. Scott saw as well. Connor was, like, pretending he had fake boobs as well. I was like feeling them. Helena and Kieran were doing the dirty dancing lift. Kieran was ticklish, like Millie and Sammy were like tickling him, and then they did there was this thing, it was tickle talk, and then I think Tommy was being tickled on his feet. Shaq and Jess did a handshake. There was unseen bits of the USA with like certain British words, and then in the Beach Hut Bonanza they were showing the party trick. And then at the end, Jack and Kieran were farting. On the morning after, how important is your Love Island legacy? Tap for exclusive extra content from this week's show with Amy, India, and Jackie and the Dumped Islanders. And then first look, a sneaky terrace flirt spells trouble for Belle. 2 Islanders are busy up on the terrace as Villa USA returns. But anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.